Hey guys, what's up? Today's video is going to be a first impression. I'm going to be trying out the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation and the Kat Von D Lock-It Loose Setting Powder. I recently went to the Sephora showcase with Blontourage. You probably saw some of the Snapchats and Instagrams and all that stuff. But we were given a goodie bag and it was pretty insane. So as you can see, we were given a lot of stuff, which was so generous and so exciting because a lot of these products are going to be new to Sephora in Australia, and I feel like us Aussies are just getting there with the new products being available to us a little bit more easily, and more brands are coming to Australia, which is super exciting. Alright, so let's get into this first impression. I've done a little bit of reading and this foundation claims to be 24-hour wear. That's a long time. So I'm gonna pop this on and try and sort of put it to the test. I definitely won't be wearing it as long as 24 hours, but I'm going to try it on for as long as I possibly can. And I'm also going to be trying out the loose setting powder. So we're gonna try these together, see how we go with it, and yeah, hopefully it's good. So this foundation is $49 at Sephora. Basically it's 50 bucks. And the Lock-It setting powder is 30 bucks. And that's Australian dollars for Sephora in Australia. I've said Australia so many times that the word is starting to sound weird. It's like when you say squirrel too many times, and squirrel starts to sound really weird. At the Sephora event, we were matched to our perfect shade, and I am light neutral when I'm fake tan. I'm currently fake tanned at the moment. I always am, so I just thought I may as well get one that matches me when I'm tanned. So that is light neutral, and I just have to say, it's amazing to me the color range for these, because me and the girls, we all kind of thought we would be a similar color because we all use Loving Tan and we all kind of have similar skin tones. But that was not the case at all. We were all different shades. I think me and Erin were the same shade, but apart from that we were all different, but only like by the tiniest bit, which is so good because it just shows that the range of shades that you can get in this foundation is so broad that you're gonna find a good shade for you. And there's lots of in-between shades as well. Like usually I have to buy the lighter shade and the darker shade and mix to get my perfect color, but this foundation has so many different shades that, you know, you can get that in-between color, and it's just so good. Sorry if you can hear some squeaking in the background. Zara is playing with a toy. So I have moisturized my face, but I'm not gonna put on a primer. I know some people do like the half primer, half normal, but primers have so many different ingredients in them and so many primers are different that I don't want the primer to be wrong for the foundation and affect anything like that. So I'm just gonna cut out those variables and I'm just going to keep my face blank. It says that a little goes a long way, and Casey was telling me to like just use a little bit. So I'm only gonna use a tiny bit and we'll see how we go. So that's one pump. I was also told to work quickly because it sets and dries very quickly. This is supposed to be a matte foundation, which I quite like because I get oily throughout the day, and if it's matte and it says it's 24-hour wear, I feel like I want that 24-hour wear, or in my case probably like 6 or 8 hours of wear, to be matte. I don't want any oiliness. So I'm hoping this doesn't go oily on me. This also looks like it's matching me really well, and it doesn't seem to be oxidizing, which is good. I mean, this coverage is pretty good at the moment and it doesn't really feel heavy on my skin. It doesn't feel thick and cakey, which is good. It's kind of giving me the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless foundation kind of feels. I'm just gonna see if I can build up some coverage here just where I have some breakouts. Shit, that coverage is good. Well, shit, I'm pretty impressed. This coverage is amazing, but my skin feels like it can breathe still, which I really like. Like, it doesn't feel cakey and heavy. So I did end up using, I think, about 1.5 pumps on a flat top foundation brush, and what I did was I just worked in little bits, like the areas that you saw me doing, I just had like a half a pump or like a little bit of a pump and was just working in areas so that it didn't set too quickly, because I have heard that it sets very quickly. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can have a good look at the foundation and the finish of it, and you know, where it's given me coverage and all that sort of thing. So here is a real close-up. Okay, so I'm back and I've done my concealer, a little bit of contour, and obviously I've done my eyebrows. Now I'm going to go in with the powder. So this setting powder is in the shade Translucent, so it should suit everybody. So when you take the lid off and you take off the protective hygienic seal, it's just got little holes in the top here, so it only lets a little bit of product through at a time, which I quite like because I don't like my product to like spill out everywhere. That's kind of annoying. But when it gets to the bottom, it can be a little bit frustrating because you can't get it out. But I just like get tweezers and rip the top out when it gets to the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to my under eyes. Wow, that really did mattify. And it hasn't creased up my concealer, which is good. Okay, so everything is definitely very matte. Just doing it with a little bit of product on the brush was enough. I think that if you went in with a sponge and tried to bake, it'd probably be a little bit too full on. But I really like the color of the powder. It definitely is translucent. Didn't really change the color of my skin at all. It just kind of sits on top of it nicely. I quite like it. I'm really liking the look of my skin at the moment as well. I think it looks quite full coverage but without looking too cakey. Before I go in and do the rest of my makeup, I just want to say that I really do like that setting powder. It was pretty nice if you ask me. I probably wouldn't recommend this to someone who has dry skin. Now I have combination skin, so it's not too oily and it's not too dry, but I don't know how this would go for someone with dry skin just because it is a totally matte foundation. But I will say, touching my skin, it doesn't feel super dry. It feels quite supple, which is like a weird word to use, but I don't know how else to describe it. It still feels like it has moisture in there, but it doesn't appear to have moisture, if you know what I mean. So if you have oily skin, I feel like this would be so good. But we'll see how it performs throughout the day. So I'm gonna go now and I will check back in with you in a couple of hours. Hey guys, so it is 2 p.m. now. My foundation has been pretty good. I'm quite enjoying it. I am starting to get oily in my T-zone, which normally happens for me. However, what I've noticed is it's not as bad as usual. This has been on for a long time now. I've been wearing this since 9 a.m. and it's now 2. So normally my foundation would be so oily by now, especially because it's 40 degrees today in Sydney, which is very hot. So normally I'd be very oily and I'm not too bad. I would probably touch up my nose a little bit around here where I just have that extra bit of shine. But the camera's picking it up quite a lot. However, in real life, it's not too bad. Like, I wouldn't be worried about walking around like this. One thing I have noticed though is around my smile lines, it's like setting into those lines, which normally doesn't happen for me. I'm starting to get a little bit oily up here as well, but that's pretty normal. I mean, I'd normally be taking this foundation off right now, but I'm not even going to top it up today. Normally I like to just powder my nose and all the areas of my face that I've gotten oily throughout the day. But because this is a foundation that says it's supposed to wear for 24 hours, I'm gonna hold it to that. I'm gonna see how it goes for as long as I possibly can. I also took a couple of pictures with flash and I didn't notice any flashback with the powder or the foundation, which is a big plus. A lot of my makeup clients have concerns. They always say to me, I want to look tanned in pictures, and I usually say, do you mean the flashback? And they go, yeah, I don't know what it is, but like I'll do my makeup and then someone will take a photo of me and I'm like white, but in person I'm tanned. And that's all due to the powder or foundation's like pigment. A lot of people say that it is SPF related. Now, it's not all SPF, it's a little bit of a myth. Some SPF is fine and won't give you flashback. It's to do with the white pigment in the product itself. So depending on the product that you have, check for SPF, because most of the time if there is SPF in it, then yes, you might get flashback, but it's not always the case. So if you see SPF, be cautious of it, but it's not always, it doesn't always mean that you're going to get flashback. Flashback is due to the color within the product itself. So if you have any powders that are white, that's probably going to give you a flashback. And any little minerals of white in a product like foundation or concealer, that's something to be aware of as well, and that's going to give you the flashback. So now that I've given you a little flashback lesson, I am going to go ahead and get on with my day, and I'll check back in with you in a couple of hours. Okay guys, so I am back. It is now 7 p.m. and as you can see, I'm very oily. It's not because of the heat though. It was 40 degrees today, but I've been inside in the aircon, so it's not because of that. It's probably just because I have not touched up my foundation the entire day. So I have to give it to the Lock It foundation that it's oily, but I mean, I have not touched this all day. And you know what I've noticed is that normally when I get oily, because this is normal for me, I would normally touch it up though, but this is normal for me. What normally happens is I will have to touch it up with the powder foundation, because the foundation itself will, my skin will get oily and the foundation will just come off. But I've had a look at this really close up and the foundation itself hasn't actually moved. I've just gotten oily, but the foundation is still in place, still locked in, if you will. See what I did there? So I am literally about to just take this off. I cannot wait to take it off. But before I do, I just want to give the powder one more last shot. So I'm going to touch up with the powder and see how it goes as something to touch up with. So I've just touched up with the powder and I'm actually quite happy with how it turned out. It has definitely mattified without separating. Sometimes I find if I touch up with a powder on top of like oil, it will kind of like separate and go really disgusting and look almost worse than it did if I just kept my skin oily. But this has gone on quite nicely. I will give you guys a little close up and then we'll wrap things up. Okay, so here is the foundation after a full day of wear. Okay, so my final thoughts on the foundation is that it definitely did not oxidize. It's definitely full coverage. I don't know if it would wear for 24 hours, but I've done it for about 10, and I think that's the most that anyone would ever wear a foundation, and it definitely has stayed in place. I did get oily, but the foundation itself didn't actually move, and I always get oily. It's bound to happen. It's always going to happen with any foundation, and the fact that I didn't touch up all day just to see how it went, you know, you're gonna get oily. Now, my thoughts on the powder was that I actually really liked this powder. It's really nice. Like, I have nothing bad to say about it. It didn't give me flashback. That's a big plus. I would almost compare it a little bit to the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I might even do a beauty battle on that if you guys want to see it. Yeah, like, it didn't give me flashback. It didn't crease my under eyes. When I put it on top of oil to like blot my face, it didn't split or anything, so I can't really complain. I'm pretty impressed by both of them. I do really like them. This is my first time using them though, so you know, I still have to try them out with like concealers and all that sort of stuff. This is just my first impression and it's a pretty positive one, so I can't really fault it. Now, what you guys are probably all waiting for is the giveaway. I actually have one of these translucent powders to give away to one of you guys. I wish I could give you a foundation, but it's just too hard to get you one that's your perfect shade, and it would just be impossible. So the one thing that I can give you though is the translucent powder. It's translucent, so it's going to suit all of you. To enter the giveaway, it is very simple. All you have to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment below why you want to win the Lock It setting powder. And I will be picking a winner in 2 weeks. So once this video is up, 2 weeks from then, I will be picking a winner. If you want to see the makeup details for this look that I'm wearing today, it's over on my Instagram, so make sure you go and follow me over there. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video, if not sooner. Bye! Now, I've moisturized my face, but I haven't put on a primer because it's squeaking. Oh God, I can't get this packaging off. Ah! Just went everywhere.